All right, welcome back. Kadi Ahmed joins us now. Kadi, let me welcome you. It's a day where there's a lot to talk about. We'll do a lot of talking, but first, let me welcome you. Before I get your thoughts on all the issues that is making you smile already. Well, Kadi, welcome.
Very great to be back. Compliments of the season.
All right.
I understand why you're saying that.
Really?
Okay, it's a holiday, yeah. All right, yeah, weekend.
Okay, let's quickly do, on sports this morning, we have this promise that we've given to you that we cover all grounds, we talk all sports. Let's talk polo on the show this morning. Guys, it's interesting when, that's one good aspect of our job. It makes you cover all grounds. It makes you look at all sports. And let's talk about this one that you have right there on your screen. It's the Lux Afrique Polo Championship. It has just been concluded in the United Kingdom. I mean, got a lot of reviews, got a lot of talks from it. It was well covered. It's an international event. It brought together the finest international players from across the globe to battle it out for the title. That's of course, the Lux Afrique Polo. It was hosted by the founder, that's Alexander Amosu. The good thing about this is that you had all the best players come together. They do it each year. The event will strive to showcase the different up-and-coming teams from regions across the world. And one reason why we're also talking about this is because it's growing rapidly in Africa as well. And so it means for all of us that know little about this, we have to start digging things up and knowing. But it's an interesting sport. And they even say it's an all-comers. You just need to learn one or two things, then it's enjoyable. Kadi.
Well, the fact that it's an all-comers, according to Alexander Amosu, and going forward, they want to make it all encompassing because it's an elite sport.
Yeah.
It's not easy for you to have a horse, feed,
train with it, the equipment,
and what have you. But what particularly struck me was the fact that they say it's a rapidly growing sport in Africa, and it will also provide a platform for young and emerging African talents to compete, which is nice. We've seen a number of polo clubs around the country.
Sprinkling in the country.
Sprinkling. The fact that in other parts of Africa, they're taking note, using it as a conveyor belt to groom talent, discovery, development, and of course, if you have platforms where these talents can be expressed every now and then, it might just become one of the sports.
Yeah, and the good thing, Kayode, is that this kind of initiatives ensure that people don't see it as a leisure sport. The problem with some of these sports, why some of those don't grow, is that something, it's for the elite, like you said, something, it's relaxation, but it's sports. That's what it is.
Sport is sports. Maybe for leisure, for recreation, and what have you. And if it's even more commercially viable, where you can earn a living,
like in this case,
people see it more as a sport for recreation. Let's just go and have fun.
Enjoy ourselves.
But when the practitioners actually earn a living from it, it puts food on their table and it adds value to the economy. Definitely, say in a decade from now, it will definitely rival the world of things in other parts of the world.
Yeah, and one other thing that we should quickly add is that this year's event was held to raise money for the Nelson Mandela Foundation. Aside all the other good things that this competition brings to the table, this one was an essential part of this. So we keep monitoring, and of course we keep monitoring, and we'll give you all the news as they come to it. But before we leave this matter all together, let's allow you to listen to the man behind all the good things about this polo championship, talking about Alexander Amosu. We'll listen to him, and we'll come back for more sports this morning.
I went to a few polo events throughout last year, and I felt that it would be amazing to have a celebration of African polo players from different parts of Africa coming to the UK, and for us to have an African Polo Day. And I wanted to put something together that would not only shine the spotlight on African players who are playing here, but also the different polo clubs in different parts of Africa. And also, more importantly, celebrate the Nelson Mandela Foundation by giving back to an African charity, and that was the key moment. It took absolutely 1 year in total from having the idea, getting a team together. I had to fly some professionals in, But it's been an amazing experience. Learning, finding the right clubs, getting the horses, the players. Yeah, it's been amazing actual experience, and I can't wait for next year.
All right, solid baseline. Can't wait for next year. All the efforts, putting it together. It must have taken time, taken everything, but it all came out. It came out good. Cecilia, it's good that we're having a widespread,
Sports
especially in
of the
Africa.
Kings. I mean, it's not a sport of the kings. We know the reason why, because you mentioned that it's actually an elite sport and all that, no doubt about that. But the fact that, he mentioned that it's going in Africa and the fact it's going to provide platform for younger talent, those who can really, afford to, get into a club and all that, will have this kind of platform
opportunities,
to really grow in the sport. I mean, the investment is huge, and the revenue that comes out of it is also huge, because you talked about the commercial aspect of it. It's really commercially viable, because we've seen sponsors and everything trying to sponsor the event, because they know their target, the elite and all that. So you have to be like, got the cash to be able to play that sport. And we're talking about having us, the field, and of course, and that thing would just be that facilities. How many people really have the money to register for a club and be training every time to qualify for championships and all that, especially across the world?
Well, I think because they're trying to grow the sport, they'll relax the application and trying to get into the game, because they need to take it now to the people, make them understand why polo has to grow on the continent. Amosu did say that there are a number of club sites scattered across the continent. That's a good way to start. Go back to your community, talk about the gospel of polo, grow the sport. Even here in Lagos, I know about at least there's one on the island, a couple, and even in Abuja and Port Harcourt. But beyond that, once you have the finance to actually back that project, definitely in about 5 or 10 years from now, once it's in the consciousness of Nigeria and Nigerians, they start taking note of the sport, and you start finding interest. People want to participate, maybe first for recreation, and afterwards they might see the commercial value that it brings to the table. And before you know it, before long, it becomes something that every Tom, Dick, and Harry, so to speak, would want to partake of.
Yeah, and it's also very, very popular in the north. We've seen
it's
very, very popular in the north and all that. We've seen what they've been able to do.
And if you consider horse racing, for instance, how big
it is. Same with polo, it's also big.
So,
especially now during the Salah with the Doba.
Yes.
So definitely, it's pretty massive in the north, and here in the south, like I did say, just look at
we need some catching up.
Okay, it's sport for the rich people, for the elite, and what have you. But once that notion changes, then it becomes all-encompassing.
Yeah, and that's what Amosu is trying to, make sure that everyone can actually participate, and that's what he did with the Lost Africa Polo Championship.